Well, good evening, traders. Welcome to RD Trading. It's currently, as you can see by my calendar there, Tuesday the 31st of December. Yes, traders, New Year's Eve. So before the celebrations begin for me tonight, and hopefully you guys, I just wanted to show you a setup that I'm looking at. There's no money involved here. This is just a paper trade, and it's just to give you an idea of how I view the market, and really just to see what gives here, because it's certainly within my rules to trade this trade. And if it wasn't this time of year, I'd certainly be looking to take this trade. But I just wanted to show you what goes into my top-down analysis, how I look at a chart, and how I try and find an area that's of confluence to sell or buy a market. Now, what you'll notice first of all is that this trend, this market, this Aussie dollar Japanese yen on the monthly chart, as you can see here, has been trending down, and it's been trending down in waves. And if you're a proponent of Elliott wave, you will know that Elliott wave is not the easiest thing to trade, but once you start to see how it works, it becomes easier. And it's not so much about the counting, ladies and gentlemen, but about the patterns in the market that the price forms. That's really important. Now, if you know anything about Elliott waves, you know that Elliott says that the market moves in 5 waves and then it corrects, potentially in three waves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C. And when I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if I just bring your attention to this area of the market here, if you look at a down leg, a correction, another down leg, a correction, there's 4 waves. 1, 2, 3, 4. What next? 5. So what I've done, in a moment now, I'm about to show you all of my counts on this chart. It's going to be messy at the beginning, but if you bear with me as I go down the chart, go down the time frames, it'll actually make sense. So what I'm looking at is this Aussie dollar Japanese yen, which has been in a downtrend, completed wave 1, completed wave 2, hopefully completed wave 3, completing wave 4, and I'll show you what's made me think that it's completed wave 4, and looking to get down into wave 5. Now, let me move down to the daily chart. And this is the daily chart. Now, what in this chart is making me think that potentially this has come to an end of the uptrend and is now looking to trade down? Well, let me go back up into the monthly chart and let me re-add all of the studies that I've got. Now, as you can see, that looks really messy, but I'm going to remove them one by one, and I'm going to start by the first thing that I'm going to go into. If you look at these white lines, which I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is my wave count. Wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's what I'm projecting. That wave 5 is going to go down. So I'm going to get rid of that now that we've seen that, and you know the basis of why I'm looking at this, a sell in this market. I believe the market has come to the end of a wave 4, and I'm looking to see if this market is ready to take a downward move into wave 5. Okay, so that's how I'm viewing this market. So let me just have a quick look again. Let me just put that back on. Okay, so next, down to the daily chart. Okay, so what we have is, this is the downtrend. We counted 5 waves. This is wave 4, and wave 4 has formed a triangle. Okay, and a triangle, the rules regarding a triangle is that a triangle should have 6 bounces before it continues the original trend. So it's a reversal pattern most of the time. And here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, 5 bounces before it should continue its trend. And what we have here is an A, B, C, D, E, okay, although that E didn't quite make it. So in reality, E, oopsie daisy, I need to be a little bit careful here, 1 second, E is actually up here, okay? So that's the reason this chart is alerted to me. Okay, now the second thing, you see this yellow box here? This yellow box is an area of Fibonacci confluence. Okay, Fibonacci's confluence in this area. It's a 127 equal legs 127 projection of this leg of the move, and it terminates here. Okay, I put this area up here weeks ago. This grey area across here, running through the middle here, is daily resistance. Okay, so not only do we have a triangle or a diagonal terminating at wave E in an area of daily resistance and also Fibonacci resistance on as an extension. Do you see this blue line here that is running across the top of the greyed area? Ladies and gentlemen, that's a 618. That's a 618 retracement of this move, of this down leg. Comes into 618, and that blue line there denotes that area. This is a powerful level, I believe, but there's more to this. Let me go down. Let's try the 8-hour chart. So here we are now within that pattern. Okay, here we are within the diagonal, and as you can see, everything's obviously a lot closer. And as you can see, price has gone up into the area that I spoke about, and as far as I'm concerned, this market is under pressure. So let's go down to the 4-hour chart, and what else did I see? The last leg of the 5th wave also goes up in 5 waves into the same area. So within the bigger diagonal, there is a 5-wave count up into an equal legs 127 projection, a area of daily resistance. Okay, and now we have a 5-wave count on a lower time frame. Okay, so what happens at the end of the 5-wave? Let's go down to my hourly chart. What happens at the end of the 5-wave chart? Sorry, the 5-wave count. Well, what's supposed to happen is price is either going to reverse and correct and continue, or price is going to reverse altogether. Now, what I'm looking at as a potential to get into the down move is this situation here. Oops, I've booked the wrong thing. 1 second there. Let me just get the right counter. So this is what I'm seeing. Oops, I've done that wrong. 1 second. So let me just go up here. So I'm counting that as an ABC. Okay. This is this one here. I'm counting as a ABC. Okay, so what I'm now looking at is a bigger project. If I make this a bigger projection, A, B, and what am I looking at next? This is what I think is going to happen next. Oops, wrong one. This is what I think is going to happen next. Okay, so this is what I'm projecting for this market. Okay, however, I'm not expecting price to stop at this area here. I'm because we're in the E of this pattern. Yeah, because we're in the E, A, B, C, D, E. What should happen here is the market should now continue the bigger downtrend. So I'm going to play this. I'm going to play a big. I'm going to go for broke on this one. So let me just get out of, and I want to do it now because there's no money in this trade. It's me practicing my skill. Okay, but I want to put it down on video so we can all see why I went into it. So my final reason for getting into this trade, and it's fairly simple. We've got to wave 5. Wave 5 is, the next wave has collapsed. Okay, So price has given me an impulsive move down, and now it's working its way back up, and this is the reason I want to enter into this market now. Here we are at a 786 retracement of that impulsive down move. So that's why I'm going to enter this chart. So I need to do it because, you know, yes, of course the market's going to be closed tomorrow and all of that, but this is a practice trade, and you know, when you're practicing, these are the things you have to do. Now, I'm just going to let it run, but this is more for education of me and you, just to give you the process of how I break down a market. So let's get into my tool here. So the tool is a hang on a second, let me go down. So there's price for the moment. So there's my tool. Okay, so let me just go up a moment until I can see the whole tool. There it is. Okay, so that's at 54 pips. Let me just drag that down a little bit, and let me just drag this way down. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about that, folks. Yeah, I had a call from a client there, which I couldn't ignore. Okay, so let me just drag this down a moment. Okay, just so I can. All right, so let's look at this. Let's look at this for a moment. We've got 46 pips of risk. Okay, that's fantastic. There's absolutely no problem there. And the reason I've placed it exactly where I've placed it is because it's above the 618 retracement. And what I actually should do is maybe give it a bit more room to get it above the 786 retracement. Okay. So we're also shooting for, obviously, targets further down this market. So this is how I intend to play it. Let me just set it up first of all. Let's create the order. Let's make it a sell at market. Now let's see what that means. Well, it's certainly not 0.11%. So what I need to do is I need to change this to risking no more than 1% of my account. In fact, I think I can do a bit better than that, because it's such quite a low pip risk. If I put 0.85%. Okay, so what this is telling me is that I'm risking £826 to try and make 6,000. I could work with that. I could absolutely work with that. So let's get this entered. Let's make sure that sell at market, downtrend. Beautiful. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna enter at market, and we're just going to see how it goes, folks. Remember, there's no money in this, and there you go. It's executed straight away. I'm going to delete all of these studies now so we can see exactly what's going on here. So let's delete this, remove. Let's get rid of all these studies. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. You can see I'm in the trade. You can also see why I'm in the trade. I want to wish you all a happy new year today. Enjoy your evening. I'm going to go and enjoy mine now. I'm just going to leave this to see what happens now. Okay. I may come back and do a video at some point just to let you know why I've placed my stops where I've placed them, because the truth of the matter is I actually think this market is going to continue down past this area, but obviously that's a nice trade regardless. So have a great time, and I will see you all in 2020. Take care now, traders. Have a wonderful night.